Good afternoon and welcome to the Convocation for the 2025-26 academic year at Pitzer College. I am Chawne Kimber and I serve as your Dean of Faculty. We bookend each year with two key academic ceremonies. First, Convocation. This is the moment in August when we formally welcome our new students into the Pitzer family. And then, at the end of the year, we applaud the achievements of our graduating seniors at commencement in May. While we truly look forward to standing in ovation at your graduation ceremony 4 years from now, we are assembled today to induct you, the class of 2029, and other new students into the Pitzer College academic community and celebrate the first steps of your academic adventures. Gathered here in this room, along with several devoted, mission-driven, and impressive Pitzer professors, you will hear brief remarks from the President of Pitzer, Strom Thacker, Student Senate President Ella Hale, Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students, Andrés Fernández, and Will Barndt, Associate Professor of Political Studies, who chairs the Faculty Executive Committee this year. These remarks will set the stage for what you will face at Pitzer College as a student, an activist, an engaged and socially responsible global citizen. At the conclusion of these remarks, I will formally present you as the incoming class for induction. Please welcome our first speaker, the 7th President of Pitzer College, Dr. Strom Thacker.
Thank you, Chawne. Welcome back. Good to see you all. It was not quite a week ago. It was last Saturday, I think, that I greeted you all here, and you've been through a lot since then. So it's great to see everybody. And welcome to all those who are watching on video later as well. But I want to give you all a special welcome to the extraordinary class of 2029 and our other new students. It's a thrill to be able to address you as a group again. I imagine the last several days have been kind of a whirlwind for you. I hope the new student orientation and move-in weekend was as enjoyable for you as it was for all of us. We were thrilled to be there, and that you had great experiences on your OA trips. As I contemplated what to share with, well, actually, I want to back up just a little bit. I also want to thank everybody who made today happen, all of our faculty for being here, all of our IT and facilities and other staff who are making this happen, all the members of senior staff who are here. And we also have a trustee here, Ruit Foster, here in the front row. So if anybody wants to know what the Pitzer experience was like back in the day and what it's like to be a trustee today, make sure you catch Ruit today. So thanks for being here. As I was thinking about these remarks and planning what to say to you again today, I again sort of started reflecting on my own first week in college, as I mentioned before, right here in Claremont. I still remember a lot of the feelings I had as I met my new roommates, and it was only supposed to be roommate. I found out upon arriving that I had a triple, not a double, but it ended up great. They were both great guys. I made new and lifelong friends, learned my class schedule, figured out how to navigate the campus, and even learned just a little bit about how to square dance, of all things. That was, I have to say, that was an expansive moment for me. It was not an activity I had sort of planned or anticipated doing before. I experienced anticipation, nervousness, occasional confusion, but most of all, excitement. These were the feelings of a new beginning, feelings that I'm so pleased to see all of you experiencing now today at Pitzer. My time as an undergrad at Pomona College was transformative for me, and that experience in Claremont set me on the path that, unbeknownst to me at the time, I can now see ultimately led to me coming right back here to Claremont and specifically to Pitzer. But today's about you and your paths and where you'll be going from here. You come to Pitzer from diverse backgrounds, racially, socioeconomically, and geographically, to name just a few. Your academic interests range from the arts and humanities to the social, natural, and mathematical sciences. You're sponges, ready to soak up new learning and new experiences. But you're also agents of your own destinies, ready to forge your own way forward. To give just one example, some of you will design your own majors, something that is much more feasible at Pitzer than just about any other school that I'm familiar with. For some of you, your exposure and experience of college is entirely new, as you're the first in your family to attend college. I'd like to acknowledge our first generation students and pledge my team's, and the college's support as you embark upon your Pitzer journey. For others, you follow in your family's footsteps to college. In fact, some of you are second-generation Pitzer students. No matter your background, you were all selected to be at Pitzer College for a reason, because of your accomplishments, your values, and your desire to carry out Pitzer's mission to make the world a better place. Each and every one of you belongs here, and the absolutely stellar faculty and staff here at Pitzer are committed to helping you succeed, both academically and personally. I know from my time as a student and my time so far as part of the cherished Pitzer community that while Pitzer resembles other preeminent residential liberal arts colleges in some ways, our shared mission, core, and community values set this place apart. We're proud to be different. We're proud to be distinctive. Our core values, as many of you know and reflected on when you applied to Pitzer, are social responsibility, intercultural understanding, interdisciplinary learning, student engagement, and environmental sustainability. If you can't do that already, I'm sure by the time you graduate, you'll be able to rattle those off without even really thinking about it, without even trying to memorize them. It really does permeate everything that we do. And one thing that really strikes me about Pitzer over time, and I've been sort of engaged with Pitzer for over 40 years now, is that Pitzer has always been ahead of its time. It's always been at the front of the curve. Since the founding of the college 62 years ago, our faculty, staff, and students have embraced and internalized what we do refer today as those core values. We're now seeing the rest of the world finally kind of coming around to recognizing the importance of these values, but Pitzer remains at the forefront. It's better late than never. We're glad they're able to join us. Pitzer has been and will remain at that forefront of confronting and addressing stubborn societal challenges with an approach deeply rooted in those values. As the world has become increasingly complex, and our country and the world have become more fractured in recent years, and in particularly the past few months, Pitzer's mission to produce engaged, socially responsible citizens of the world, and that's a quote from our mission statement, is more vital than ever. So I'd like to say the world needs Pitzer and Pitzer students and graduates now more than ever. In a society increasingly characterized by specialization, at Pitzer, we believe in the power of a well-rounded education that nurtures your intellectual curiosity, hones your critical thinking, and fosters a deep understanding of the world's complexities. It's gray, it's not black and white. Our academic and co-curricular programs are designed not only to equip you with the knowledge, but also to cultivate your capacity to question, to empathize, and to explore and make connections between seemingly disparate ideas. I remember my own undergraduate experience kind of toward the end, all of a sudden making connections between classes. I was an international relations major, but I was making connections between classes I was taking in anthropology and chemistry and ceramics. It all just kind of came together for me, and I'm excited that you all will be experiencing that as well. In these polarized and polarizing times, developing greater abilities to engage with and learn from each other, even in fact, I would say especially when we might disagree, it is the only way we can solve many of the toughest problems the world faces. Ours is a shared learning community, and I call upon all of us to model and carry out that open-minded and open-hearted engagement here at Pitzer and to the world. To that end, we'll be continuing this year our presidential initiative on constructive dialogues, an effort to develop our broader campus culture around trustful and earnest engagement. Stay tuned for more information about upcoming program in that. A Pitzer education, it's a holistic one. It extends well beyond the classroom. It takes place in the classroom, of course, but extends beyond that into every other area of your life. It reaches the wider community and the experiences that shape your character. As you engage with the campus and the community, I encourage you to embrace discomfort and seek out the unfamiliar. Whether it's participating in community service projects, joining clubs, or getting involved in activities and organizations that might challenge your assumptions about the world, or engaging in respectful debates with your peers, remember that growth and true learning often spring from stepping outside that comfort zone. At Pitzer, we take great pride in fostering an inclusive environment that welcomes all members in full community. The friendships you forge here, the conversations you share, and the ideas you exchange will be enriched by the myriad backgrounds and experiences present within our community and beyond it as well. Pitzer, along with the rest of the Claremont colleges, is an even more, I would say, welcoming, inclusive place than when I was a student here. As we continue to enrich the diversity of our shared community, we must also double down on our efforts to become a truly inclusive community where everyone feels welcome, where everyone's identity, experience, and perspectives enrich all students' educational experience, not just their own, not just a narrow part of it. These differences, they make us smarter, stronger, more adaptable, and better equipped to address the challenges of the world today and tomorrow. As you embark upon your educational journey here at Pitzer, you should expect to encounter missteps, roadblocks, speed bumps, failure. Try to look at these as more stepping stones than setbacks. Embrace those failures as opportunities to learn, to recalibrate, to emerge even more resilient. Pitzer encourages experimentation and the pursuit of multiple passions. Your path may twist and turn in unexpected ways, but your Pitzer education will give you the lifelong flexibility and adaptability you need to navigate these twists and turns with skill and with grace. I'm filled with hope and optimism for the future that you will create at Pitzer and beyond Pitzer, as well as more, as I mentioned the other day, more than a little jealous about the fact that you're starting your journey here now. I wish you well, class of 2029 and other new students, as the Pitzer community is grateful for your curiosity, your wisdom, your compassion, your unwavering commitment to making it and the world better places. Remember also to have some fun and enjoy yourselves and each other along the way. The human connections you have already started to make here. I'm sure you have new friends that you didn't anticipate a week ago, including with the faculty that you'll meet if you haven't already. And many thanks to all the faculty who are here today. These relationships will help sustain you for the rest of your lives. So thank you all. I welcome you all to Pitzer. I have two quick reminders before we move on. Number one, for the students, if you haven't seen it yet, there will be a reception that Isabel and I are hosting at our house on Monday evening, first day of classes, 6 o'clock. All new students and returning and continuing students are welcome, invited, and encouraged to attend. And then faculty, same thing for you and staff on Tuesday evening. So I hope to see you all there as well. So I'd like now to introduce Pitzer's brand new academic leader, who, like you, is starting her first year here. She's not only a distinguished mathematician, she's also a renowned and activist textile artist, with some of her work displayed at the Smithsonian Institution. Please welcome back Pitzer's Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of Faculty, Chawne Kimber.
Not sure how long my art will remain in the Smithsonian, so moment of silence. All right. Thank you, President Thacker. I'm now honored to deliver my own brief remarks. Again, I'm the Dean of Faculty, Vice President for Academic Affairs, and a Professor of Mathematics. That's quite a multi-layered job title. Roughly speaking, though, my job is to work with my team and other leaders here at Pitzer to support your professors so that they may effectively support you as students. As President Thacker just said, I am new here at Pitzer too, having arrived on campus just 7 weeks ago, so be gentle with me. It was a long journey in at least 2 different ways. First, driving across this beautiful continent from Virginia to California certainly qualifies as a short odyssey. It was wonderful to spend a vulnerable week on a road trip living outside of my comfort zone, contending with some obstacles, while also staying open to meeting people at every place we stopped. These characters tested my assumptions about our fellow denizens of America. That is, we were met with kindness at every turn, despite acknowledging our differences. We were also keenly attuned to our fellow travelers. A family moving from Texas to the Bay Area, for example, joined our flow on the highway, and we periodically checked in with each other for safety whenever we took breaks. All in all, and a bit over the top in what I'm about to say, after driving 2,500 miles, quote, from the mountains to the prairies to the ocean white with foam, I now live in the murkiness of these times with renewed optimism and a more nuanced understanding of our people. Second, there's another journey that I'd like to mention, which is the years of varied experiences that bring a woman who looks like me to a pretty big new job like this. Many teachers, coaches, scholarships, family members supported me along the way. But for now, I'd like to focus on just one element, which is mentorship, and one mentor in particular among the many I've been privileged to know in my education and career. Professor Mildred Hale, and you do have to straighten up when you say her entire name. Professor Mildred Hale, she really truly helped get me here. Who's she and how did she help? On my first day of college, oh so many years ago, I walked into an American literature survey course and she was the instructor. After attending my math and science courses all day, which were classes in which I continued to feel increasingly marginalized, it was a thrill to feel connected to the instructor and the material. Not only did she look like my aunt, she had a jam-packed syllabus that contained authors whose novels revealed lives more similar to those of my ancestors. In brief, I felt seen. Yet still, at 17 years old, the significance of arriving in Dr. Mildred Hale orbit wasn't clear to me. While I continued in a socially challenging science curriculum on the other side of campus, Mildred invited me into her office and into her life to encourage me to continue learning literature, African American literature, African literature, feminist theory, women and gender studies, and much, much more. I pushed myself to try to take one class with her each semester. And by strengthening my skills in humanistic inquiry and communication, Dr. Mildred Hale was making me a better mathematician and scientist. While I enjoyed her reading lists, which included authors like James Baldwin, Zora Neale Hurston, Ama Ata Aidoo, Chinua Achebe, Ngugi wa Thiong'o, and Bell Hooks, among others, taking her classes really was just an excuse to learn about life in general from a woman who had been the first woman and the first Black woman to achieve quite a few things as a professor at the school. Without me knowing it, as a mentor, Mildred was also preparing me for surviving my own travels as a unicorn in the math world, checking off my own firsts with confidence and care. Much of her advice didn't make any sense to me until many years later, but I'm so glad that I listened to her every word. Thank you for indulging my bit of a detour to talk about a road trip and my friend Mildred. So why did I go there? Well, you just arrived on a campus a week ago, and this is the best time for you to start deciding what you hope to leave here with. So let's make the connection. You will partake in dozens of classes that will fill you with facts. Facts and truths as we know them today, and a sense for the open-ended questions of our moments in time. Your professors also have a higher purpose, which is to equip you with multiple ways of knowing. The grand challenges we face in the 21st century are best approached simultaneously from multiple perspectives. And we want to prepare you not only to help solve singular dimensional problems, but also to be a leader of a team of problem solvers by being able to integrate all the dimensional solutions at once. With your broad liberal arts foundation, through our educational objective requirements in intercultural understanding, social justice, and social responsibility, along with your deep knowledge that you'll gain from your major, you will stand out on any team that you join. As I did with all those literature classes with Dr. Mildred Hale, please also take chances in the courses you choose to take along the way. Push yourself to take courses beyond the comfort zone of your intended major, whether here at Pitzer, on another 5C campus, or while studying abroad. These experiences will strengthen your vision by broadening your understanding of the world. Your growth and learning will also happen outside of class, on athletic fields, in activist events, artistic pursuits, and in the local and global communities at large. In these venues, you will be guided by a team of mentors, whether faculty academic advisors, career advisors, coaches, RAs, other members of the campus community, and our neighbors. I ask you to find your Mildreds. You're gonna have more than, there's only one Mildred, but find your team of mentors. You could call them Mildreds out away from them, but finally, as we did in our road trip caravan, you should be keenly aware of your fellow travelers and regularly check in with them for safety. You are currently surrounded by some of the most interesting people you will ever meet in your life, and you have quite a bit to learn from them. Greet them with optimism and curiosity, and dare to disagree with grace. This is a time in your lives when you will make friends with ease in all the nooks and crannies of campus, and with them you will feel affirmed. You will test your values, and you will have lots of fun. I look forward to meeting all of you and witnessing your achievement in the coming years. Welcome to Pitzer. Next, your Student Senate President, Ella Hale, will deliver a welcome message from the students.
Thank you for the introduction. That was very sweet. Hi, my name is Ella Hale. I use she, her pronouns. You might remember me from New Student Orientation and that speech I gave then. I told you you would be seeing a lot of me. I am a rising senior, double majoring in economics and political studies. This is my 4th year on Student Senate and our student government, and I am so happy and proud today to be addressing you as your student body president. If you can believe it, I started college before ChatGPT even existed. So I've seen a lot of change, and I have plenty of perspective and stories to share. I'm here for you. I am here to listen, connect you with the right people, champion your ideas, and help turn them into lasting change at Pitzer. If anyone has any questions about Pitzer, the student experience, or Student Senate, you'll see me around, so come talk to me. All are welcome. Firstly, I want to congratulate you all for committing to higher education. Many of you are stepping out of the familiar and into the unknown to come discover more about yourselves and the world around you. And if no one has told you yet today, I'm proud of you for doing that. I'm also here to tell you to ask for help, lead with empathy, you never know what someone's carrying, and build real friendships. These are the people who will shape your next 4 years. Education is a bold undertaking. College, especially your first year, can be scary. You're all brave for showing up to the challenge. Experiment with new courses, drop what doesn't serve you, lean into what sparks your curiosity, and as you learn, discover not just what you know, but what you stand for. In countless speeches before mine, in fact, in Noah's speech on send-off day, people have quoted a specifically famous mural at Mead, a residence hall on our campus that has existed since the 60s. It reads, "You are of this place. It is changing you. Let that change be for the better. Develop into yourself. Keep exploring. You got this." I would now like to introduce Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students, Andrés Fernández, who is one of my mentors and works alongside the incredibly skilled and compassionate team of professionals in our Pitzer Division of Student Affairs.
Thank you, Ella. And I'll be quick. I know folks want to get to lunch. I'm here to welcome you on behalf of the Division of Student Affairs. The last time you saw me was during move-in, when I was helping some of you move your luggage up as you were saying goodbye to your family in a very emotional day. In the past few days, you've set up your room, you went on orientation adventure trips, you've met a lot of new people. I'm hoping you've met some friends. And in the past week, you also went through many orientation sessions about resources and opportunities at Pitzer. You met your first-year seminar professor and spent time with lots of student leaders. Given the intensity and also the excitement of the moment, my first suggestion to you all this weekend is to please take some rest, practice self-care, wellness, and well-being. But let's back up a little bit. What is student affairs and what do we do? In short, we support the academic mission of the college. We do everything from overseeing accessibility accommodations and career services to facilitating the on-campus residential experience. We support students through mental health challenges, we promote student well-being, and we work alongside our athletics program to support our student athletes. Of particular importance is that we also help all students to find community and belonging at Pitzer. And we do this through community building programs, clubs and organizations, orientation, and we also help to manage the student community spaces like the Grow House, the Gold Student Center, and the Outdoor Gear Closet. We also have the distinct pleasure of getting to support and work very closely with your Student Senate and their executive board. So part of our job is making sure that you're engaging in the participatory process of being a student here, building supportive communities, and also having a good time, as Strom mentioned. I have a few more words of wisdom. Sometimes accessing new resources and offices for the first time can be intimidating. So we connected new students with older peers to guide you further along in your academic journeys. You all have spent the week with your new student guides, and so I want to emphasize what a great peer resource they can be for you during your first semester in particular. My advice to you is to not be afraid to ask your new student guides questions, attend their study sessions, and just get to know them. Over many years, we have asked previous students, what 3 pieces of wisdom would you share with new students about this academic transition? Number 1, go to your faculty's office hours. Write them down in your planner. Your faculty want to get to know you, be a resource to you, and they want to see you succeed in your courses. Number 2, go to the Writing Center. The Writing Center is such an important resource your first year as you adjust to college-level writing, especially as you take your first-year seminar course this semester. Please take advantage of that. Number 3, try academic coaching. You all should have heard already from Connie Hale. As an academic coach, Connie can help you understand your learning style, your study habits, your time management, all of which can help you manage your academic demands. As I close, the last thing that I want to highlight to you all is that in addition to your wonderful faculty and all the student leaders you work with, all of us, the staff here at Pitzer, are also excited to be here and support you on your journey. We all want to see you succeed in your academic pursuits. We are here to help you when there are bumps in the road and celebrate with you when you have successes. I have the pleasure in my role in student affairs of getting to be on the front lines with students during very high moments and very low moments. And I can tell you that the students that lean into all the campus resources available to them come out ahead in the end. Best wishes to you all as you start classes, and don't forget, please make time for self-care, wellness, and well-being. Thank you. I now want to introduce Associate Professor and Chair of the Faculty Executive Committee, Will Barndt. Please give him a hand.
Thank you, Andrés. Good morning. Good afternoon. Today, you've heard a lot of cases already about the liberal arts education that you're going to experience here in the next few minutes. I just want to give one more. I wish to say something today about the substance of education at a small liberal arts college. It seems more pressing now than ever to reiterate the significance and the importance of that education. As you all know, in our troubled times, some have begun to cast doubt on the liberal arts college. Some have begun to think about liberal arts colleges, describe liberal arts colleges as part of the problem with the world, as places where the quality of education is dubious at best. That story rests in large part, as I understand it, on the claim that small liberal arts colleges have become political echo chambers, that our colleges today are bastions of ideology. I want to insist that this is an appalling mischaracterization of the education that happens at a small liberal arts college, rightly understood. I'm here today to insist that colleges like this one are in reality built to undermine ideological thinking of all kinds. The brilliant refugee political theorist Hannah Arendt taught us that ideologies are isms, which, to the satisfaction of their adherents, can explain everything and every occurrence by deducing it from a single premise. Any ideology, Arendt observed, works by trying to reduce individuals, reduce you, to nothing more than vehicles for its premise. By reducing each of us to a dehumanized shell of a delusional logic. The self-compulsion of ideological thinking, she wrote, ruins all relationship with reality. Arendt's claim is true, not only of ideologies on the right and the left, but also of the devious ideology of centrism with its false gods of neutrality, objectivity, and balance. I say to you against this duplicitous chorus that small liberal arts colleges do not nurture ideological thinking. Rather, we subvert it and thus forestall the broader rot it brings to the world. Small liberal arts colleges demonstrate ideological thinking to be fraudulent because over the course of our years on campus, we have no choice but to come to know one another, flaws and all, faculty, students, and staff alike. Residential liberal arts colleges, unlike large universities, are not cities. They're hamlets. At a small liberal arts college, as any sophomore here knows, most faces quickly become familiar. Knowledge of one another emerges from living, working, and acting here in this common world. This kind of knowledge, what Arendt called our common sense, exposes the sham that there could be any single premise from which any of us here might be deduced. It reveals that any attempt to debase a person as a vehicle for an ideological claim is not only shallow thinking, but a particular form of lying and a pretense to domination. In the face of all ideological explanations, we here at small liberal arts colleges retain to one another our human features. Ideologies, Arendt writes, are never interested in the miracle of being. Upon entering this world, as you are now, you come to bear significant responsibility for it. You join an education in freedom, an education in which ideological thinking is forestalled from ruining all relationships with reality. This is a standard to which you must hold us, the faculty. It is a standard to which you must hold the senior administration and the board of trustees. And it is a standard to which you must hold yourself. The rejection of ideology does not forestall political action. To the contrary, it embraces the condition that makes action possible in the first place. And education in the liberal arts cannot be stage managed. On Earth today, where both promise and terror hum all around us, I'm grateful to be at this small liberal arts college. I'm grateful that each of you is at Pitzer. I look forward to our next 4 years, heading north on Mills Avenue, listening to the engine roar, in the face of extraordinary challenges, together. I'd like to invite the President and Dean of Faculty back up.
He closed our book. We got to find our place.
Yeah. We're here.
Thank you, Professor Barndt. Now the time has come for the culmination of today's event and to officially induct all of you into the Pitzer College academic community. Students, please rise if you are able. right, President Thacker, it is my honor to present to you Pitzer College's newest class of entering students.
Thank you, Chawne. On behalf of the faculty, staff, administration, and trustees of Pitzer College, I welcome you to our college and call upon you to fulfill your responsibilities as scholars, leaders, activists, and citizens in this academic community. In turn, I offer you the college's full support of your academic and personal growth. Our hearty congratulations to each and every one of you.
You may be seated. Thank you all for participating in our 2025 Convocation ceremony today. Before we part ways, I want to invite students to join us for a campus community lunch in the McConnell Center. After the platform party exits, I ask the faculty to please recess out of the south doors to form a recessional line on the east side of Benson Auditorium for a class of 2029 to walk through. Students, please wait until the line has formed before you begin to exit in the same direction. Class of 2029 and all our new students, welcome to Pitzer.